All right, today we're working on the Suburban. Again, we're doing basically the same thing we just did. We're ready to pull the motor out. I went ahead and got the fan shroud off. I'm gonna probably pull the fan and the lower shroud out and then back the truck outside and do all the radiator draining out there so I don't make a huge mess in the floor again. Try to save the antifreeze because I just put 5 gallons in there. Don't want to really waste it all. So yeah, we're gonna get started pulling this thing out again. Got the fan off. Put the nuts back on there because I'm going to be driving this in and out of the shop without the fan on it. I don't want that pulley flying off. So I guess now I'm going to raise it back up and pull the lower shroud off because the bolt's going from the bottom and it just happens to be parked on the lift. So we're going to raise it up, pull that off. So then hopefully when we get outside over our bucket, it'll be easier to get these off because this radiator, I believe, does have a petcock, but it's on that side, on the driver's side, right above the frame rail, so you can't even really get to it. So go up in the air now. Okay, we're out here. It's about 25 degrees, so I'm not really happy about it, but I did get the petcock open. And with that, if you don't take it all the way out, it does seem to make most of it go in the bucket. So I'm gonna go back inside where it's warm, and hopefully this will drain most of the water out so I don't make a big mess in the shop. Got our coolant in a bucket, truck's back inside, didn't make a huge mess. Radiator's out. I just looped rubber hose on the oil cooler lines and the tranny cooler lines so I can still back it in without spraying stuff everywhere. So now I guess we'll get started on the rest of the project, getting ready to pull this thing out again. Getting ready to start unbolting everything off the bottom. First I got to get the heater fired up, which I forgot last night, left it turned on, so it's out of fuel. So we're gonna go get some more fuel and then we will get started on this thing. All right, we're gonna start out under here. We're gonna pull this exhaust back off. So we got 3 bolts on each side and then 3 bolts on this flange right here. So we'll get that taken off and then start working on hogshead bolts and other stuff like that. Get this thing ready to come out. Got the torque converter cover and the Y pipe off, so now we can get to our flex plate bolts up in here, get those out of the way. And then the funnest part will be getting these hogshead bolts out, because you can't really see them very well. So get those out, and then this thing will basically be ready to... Okay, got our homemade cross member put in here to hold the transmission up when we pull the motor out. Didn't record much because it's really dark under here and hard to see anything, but we got motor mount bolts out, hogshead bolts out except for one on the top, because this has 7 in it, and all the torque converter bolts out. All the wiring, knock sensors and everything is unhooked. So we are pretty much ready to let this thing down, get the last few things unhooked off the top, and get this thing out of here again. Okay, got the Suburban pushed off the lift far enough that we can get the cherry picker under it. I think we got everything unhooked. It only took us about, I don't know, an hour and a half this time. Getting real good at this, even though I'd rather not be. So I'm gonna get this thing pulled out of here tonight and call it a day. Got the motor out of the truck. As you saw, we did have to switch to a regular chain because our load leveler that goes on there, it keeps smacking into our firewall. So use the old chain, which works good to get it out. It's not as easy getting it back in this way. So that'll be it for this video. In the next video, we'll be tearing this thing down and rebuilding it.
Along with that one.
Hopefully this is the last time the motor's out for 100,000 miles or so at least. But thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.